Alright guys, let's make sure the volume is all the way up. Let's make sure the lighting is up, and we're good. Alright, um, I told you guys that we were going to do a live decoding for the next video, but uh, we have a new, easier device coming soon in the mail, thanks to my grandfather. So if you're watching this, thanks, Papa. But we will be getting to the decoding soon, I promise. But the device that we got coming to us will make it much easier. We won't have to use right now I'm using no mouse. I'm just using my hand, and that's not easy to do for live decodings. But we will get to that. So I didn't want to just leave you guys without anything. I'm also gathering more scriptures for you guys, so we have that in the works. But I've had some people say, oh, I don't like that satanic music. Okay, well, sadly, all of it is, and right now you might have just made a face, but that's what it is. Elvis, the Beatles, John Lennon, Led Zeppelin, Amigos, Katy Perry, Kesha, Britney Spears, Madonna, Manson, obviously, um, all of it. They were all. Um, you have to be an initiated witch in order to produce music. You have to be an initiated witch, like it or not. Music is curses and spells. I don't care what you say. You obviously haven't done your homework if you think that this is just a bunch of entertain the people and put out songs that you like. No, they're putting out songs that are written in witch language, and it doesn't matter what it is. Music, period, has an agenda, and it's not there to entertain you. Actually, it is there to entertain you, because entertainment, detain for entry. So this is for those that want to say, oh, I listen to the Beatles, that's not satanic music. Oh, I listen to who else is out there that's Bon Jovi, he's nothing bad. I listen to Mariah Carey, she's nothing bad. I listen to No Doubt, they're nothing bad. They're all initiated witches, period. So, and I've mentioned before, and this is what this video is that we're about to watch a little bit of. Go ahead, and if you're new with us, go ahead and click subscribe. And then also at the end of the video, be sure and leave your comments and or questions. So here's a clip, though, of who the main man that your music industry follows the ways of. This is an Aleister Crowley, and he wrote a book in 1904 called called oh my gosh, in 1904 called hang on just a moment, my gosh, called Book of the Law. Sorry, I was thinking Black's Law in my head, but that's a different book. Black's Law Dictionary is a different book. So yeah, he wrote a book in 1904 called The Book of the Law. And all of his musicians, all of the musicians that are around today, follow the ways of this guy right here. All right, so let's get one more clip pulled up, and uh, matter of fact, we'll watch this one first, and if it doesn't cover it, and I think it does, then we'll pull it up. But we're also gonna run through a couple of different songs, lyrics only, that just proves it out. Having thoroughly rejected. Hang on. All right. I'm gonna rewind that for you guys. There we go. Having thoroughly rejected the gospel of Jesus Christ, Aleister Crowley would earn the title of the wickedest man in the world by the London newspapers. The British media exposed his bizarre satanic rituals at the mysterious Abbey Thelema in Sicily. On one occasion, a man named Raoul Loveday died from drinking poisoned cat's blood at Crowley's command. Loveday's widow returned to London and exposed Crowley's wicked behavior to the world. When he was a child, Crowley's own mother referred to him as the Beast. According to Crowley researcher James W. Revac, he quickly identified with the title, and for the rest of his life, he viewed himself. Does that look familiar? A lot of famous people do that in their photos, and most people think, oh, they're just posing for the picture. No, they're doing occult things, specific for all for reasons. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that he's doing the thing, one of the hand gestures, the Freemason hand gesture, that they all do. They do different ones, but this is one of them. And they do it in magazines, and photo shoots, on movie covers. Do you guys think this is just a bunch of funny joking around? Like, why would anybody make this up? This is sick. But these people are sick, and they actually do this kind of stuff. As the beast of the apocalypse, the enemy of Christianity. Like all New Age adherents, past and present, Crowley revered the serpent's lie from the Garden of Eden. He wrote, "This serpent, Satan, is not the enemy of man, but he who made gods of our race, knowing good and evil. He bade, know thyself, and taught initiation." Through the 20th century, the influence of this... That's another hand gesture that we've went over. That is a Freemason occult deal. You think, oh, they're just resting their hand on their face. No, they do it a specific way. Magician and professing Satanist upon popular culture has compelled some researchers to consider him the real father of the modern New Age movement.
Well, he's basically not only the father of modern Satanism and the most highly regarded Satanist of the last century, he is also the father of the modern New Age movement, which is extensive around the Western world today. I won't say he single-handedly ushered in the New Age movement, but he, more so than any other human being, was instrumental in the popularization of the New Age movement. Altered states of consciousness, trying to make altered states of consciousness scientific, through whether it be hallucinogens and seeing reality different, and using the comparisons of a microscope and a looking into a different reality on a spiritual level, whether it was drugs, whether it was astrology or the practice of ritual magic, whether it was sex magic, whether it was his ideas of world unity through magic and so forth. All these are very popular through the 1960s and after that in ushering in what today is called the New Age movement. But he was very, very powerful as far as, more so than anybody. Satanists will admit that Aleister Crowley was, the Satanist of the 20th century. Anton LaVey on the Church of Satan, which was more notorious than Aleister Crowley's group, was simply pop Satanism to many serious Satanists.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Shemham Farash!
Shemham Farash!
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
And even Anton LaVey's group, Anton LaVey's library was chock full of Aleister Crowley's books. The co-founder of the Church of Satan with Anton LaVey, Kenneth Anger, was an avowed Satanist who was a follower of Aleister Crowley. And many of his works, Invocation to My Demon Brother, Lucifer Rising, and so forth, videos that he made in the late 60s extolling Satanism, were all about Aleister Crowley, unveiling a picture of Crowley and that's worshipped and so forth. In regard to Satanism, his name comes up over and over again in satanic music and so forth. But even more importantly, in regard to the New Age movement, in the early 1900s, Aleister Crowley was talking about the new eon. Ionis is a Greek word for age, and the new eon being the new age. And what's interesting about Crowley's emphasis on the new age, it had everything to do with what became popular in the 1960s.
In his shocking 10-hour...
I'm not going to play all of that because I actually remember it playing the actual song. So I don't want to get a copyright on that. But you guys notice, it's all in the music. There's the Beatles right there. Let's see what it says about that.
1960s counterculture leaders, John Lennon. He said his whole philosophy was, and he quoting Aleister Crowley's axiom, "Do what thou wilt," was the whole Beatles philosophy. He said in his interviews before his death was, "Do what thou wilt." And they put...
So there you go. He went by all of that. The Beatles guy did. Also, and I've pointed this out, they show it on here. There he is. Right here, this is a Beatles album. And then right here is Aleister Crowley. You can go and pull that up your own self. But that's Aleister Crowley right there on the Beatles album. And then you got this crap. I don't see why that's not Captain Obvious, that they're obviously in some type of witchcraft crap. Okay? But then he states, and it actually plays it, so that's why I'm wanting to not play it. See, here's the part where they play some of their songs. It's everything, guys, right here. I wanted to point out
ritual magic, and even down to his symbol, Zoso, Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin.
First off, I know it says Zoso, but Zozo is actually a spirit that is very known within the Ouija board world. It's one of the popular demons to try to whatever. Anyways, so yeah, there's that. And then here's what else he says. That there's always a hidden message you'd never know unless you speak their language. So here we go. Here's the answer on this one.
Which is really soul.
Soul.
And spelled forward, and soul spelled backwards.
And soul spelled backwards also.
Solar god. Soul was S-O-L, the god of...
And it stands for this god. Soul. This soul god. Alright, so you have that, and then right here, this is where he says it. Aussie song, Mr. Crowley. What went on in your head? So yeah, you get that picture. And he even points out a lyric of one of the songs on this Beatle album. And then you also got this right here, this this face right here of Aleister Crowley on another album cover. There's Aleister Crowley right there. This guy right here. That's the face you'll see on the Beatles album. I really, really wanted to point out that one part, though, that he says about the Beatles song. I forget what it's called. Something about Mr. Somebody. I forgot what the name was. Hang on just a moment. Well, this isn't what I wanted to play, but here's one of the parts.
In his shocking 10-hour documentary, They Sold Their Souls for Rock and Roll, Pastor Joe Schimmel exposes the role of music in furthering the New Age through the 1960s counterculture movement and reveals Aleister Crowley as the patron saint of rock musicians.
You just heard that, right? Let's hope we can grab what he says about the guy. All right, here we go. Background story on one of the titles of a Beatles song.
And who did they place there? Aleister Crowley. In fact, that whole album, as we show in our rockumentary, was basically a tribute to Crowley's New Eon, along with their Satanic Majesty's Request by the Stones that the Beatles put out with Sgt. Pepper. In fact, we make a really clear case for Sgt. Pepper being Crowley. In fact, Crowley died 20 years before that album came out. And, of course, the song 20 years ago today, Sgt. Pepper taught the band to play.
So we're not going to play it, but now you know who Sgt. Pepper is. Aleister Crowley. Also, the Beatles song, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Lucifer in the Sky with the Falling Stars, Diamonds. Yep. Alright, so there's that. I don't even want to go into all of the music stuff, but just wanted to play that quickly. Now let's hear what Beyonce has to say about the music industry. And then we'll go into some cartoons, and then we'll be done for tonight.
Can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me.
She just said something else come into her. Possession. Wow. And people look up to her and think that her saying stuff like this is just, she's just joking around. No, she's not. Now, this is a disgusting, sad cartoon clip I found the other day. But let's go ahead and play this one first. And then we'll go ahead and play the last cartoon, and then that'll be it for tonight.
I had a dream last night that filled me full of fright. I dreamt that I was with the devil below in his great big fiery hall, where the devil was giving a ball.
Right there. There's another creature. Just like last episode that we did.
I checked my coat and hat and started gazing at the merry crowd who came to witness the show.
Hell's Bells again. Then you got little demon fire characters popping up. An eye, the mouth. An eye, the nose, the mouth. Yeah. Anyway, alright.
And I must confess to...
Right there, she's falling. Fallen angels. Yep, right out of the Bible.
You, there were many there I knew that the devil.
And God gave Adam and his wife coats of skin. Also, it says fresh men. Yeah, again, right out of the Bible.
At the devil's ball. I saw the cute Mrs. Devil saw. Pretty and fast. Directing a beautiful. Abraham, the leader man who led all men.
So, this is the Devil's Ball. I'm not even going to go watch all of this, because this is just about the same as last time on the other video we did. So, yeah. She basically starts talking to the devil. Same as last time. Alright, so yeah, there's your 1913 cartoons. I mean, ever since they made it, it has been the agenda. Period. Like it or not, they don't care. It still does what it does to you. Oh, I never even noticed that it does that. Alright, here we go.
To the Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Am I already famous?
Don't you care about nothing else, you lummox?
Fame is a
By the way, this is just a small movie clip, and that is it. And that is all. So yeah, this is obviously kind of an Einstein figure. And we'll just go ahead and start that over.
Tom Sawyer.
Am I already famous?
Don't you care about nothing else, you lummox?
fame is a vapor. The only earthly certainty is oblivion.
Welcome to the Mysterious Stranger.
Hello. Who are you?
Mystery stranger. Live out your lives here as exiles, strangers, aliens.
An angel.
What's your name?
Satan. Uh-oh. What's the matter?
Nothing. Only it's sure a sorry name for an angel.
Please, come in.
Come on.
Amazing. It's like an island.
Did you see that? Mercy.
How do you learn to do that?
I didn't learn it at all. It comes naturally to me, like other curious things. Are you hungry?
Sure am.
What kind of fruit do you like the most?
Oranges.
Apples?
Grapes.
Ooh. Where'd he go?
What happened to him?
There. Oh boy.
Can we help?
You may make some people.
And they created man and female in their likeness.
Make the king and queen.
I'm gonna make a soldier.
Look at that little village.
There. Here's a buddy.
Now we'll give them life.
Now we will give them life. Let us make man in our image.
moving.
Looks like my pap on Saturday night.
Wow. Look, they're moving.
Just like regular people.
I find you humans quite interesting, even though you are a worthless, greedy lot. How annoying that sound is. Fools! What fascinations there are on this planet. Strange mortals with curious customs. We'll have a storm now, and an earthquake if you like.
By the way, in Isaiah, it says that I will seat my throne, or in Scripture. I'm not even going to say in Isaiah because I'm not sure. But it says that Satan says, I will seat my throne above the stars of heaven and be like the Most High. Now, right now, he's saying, oh, well, we can have a hurricane or a storm if you would like, meaning he can control it. He can make things happen. Hurricanes, storms.
Now, and an earthquake if you like. You must stand aside, out of danger.
And Satan came down like a bolt of lightning.
I can do no wrong, for I do not know what it is.
You murdered him.
Never mind them. People are of no value. We
The one eye symbolism, really?
make more sometime,
Okay.
if we need them.
Shapeshifting. We can make more if we need them. Let us make man in our image, vain show. Flesh, serpent skin.
Life itself is only a vision, a dream. Nothing exists save empty space and you.
Anyways, you get it? You get the point. Also, let's see if I want to put anything else. Maybe, maybe not. No, I do not. All right. So with that, I guess we will see you next episode, guys. All right. Be blessed. Drop your comments. Subscribe. And we will see you hopefully tomorrow. All righty. See you later.